Hello and welcome to Essex Ford at Dunton. I'm Liu Batchelor, and over the next 20 minutes or so we're going to be live and interactive right here on Facebook to introduce you guys to a once-in-a-generation moment for an icon of the Ford brand. That is the Ford Mustang. Before we get started, I do have to say we have of course been following all social distancing guidelines in both the build-up and the delivery of tonight's presentation. So let's get started, shall we? Because I'm excited to say that for the first time in 55 years, Ford are expanding the Mustang lineup. They've taken everything the original Mustang represents, that's freedom, progress, and a touch of rebellion, and created this, the all-new Mustang Mach-E. An intelligent, all-electric SUV, bursting with features, technology, and of course an exhilarating drive. And I'm sure you'll agree, it really is an incredible looking car. I'm pleased to say I'm not alone in the dealership tonight. I am joined by a member of the sales team, that is Charlie. Charlie, thank you for joining us. And it's like such an exciting time for everyone at Ford, isn't it? How are you and your team feeling about the prospect of being able to take this vehicle out to your customers?
Yeah, it's been quite exciting. Obviously the first fully electric vehicle by Ford, and it's obviously got the Mustang name to back that. So it's a big buzz and quite an exciting time for everyone that can sell them.
Absolutely, and from what I've seen, customers have been enjoying it so far, so
yeah, definitely. That's
very exciting. And the Mach-E really is the pinnacle of Ford's electric range at the moment. But there's so many to go for. There's so many options that Ford have on offer. There's never been a better time to go all electric, right?
Yeah, definitely. So obviously you've got the Mach-E fully electric, and it's the first fully electric that Ford offer. But you don't have to start there. You can go to the Fiesta or Puma with the mild hybrid and everything in between. So whether you're new or experienced with it, there's something for everyone.
Absolutely. So there is that entry level for those that are new, but those that are coming up as well can be looking at something like this.
Definitely.
Very exciting. And of course, don't forget, we are live and interactive. So if you guys have any questions throughout tonight's presentation, please do leave them in the comments below, and we'll do our best to get to them during the live presentation. But if we can't, then Charlie, I believe your team are happy to answer them over the coming days, right?
Oh yeah, more than happy.
Brilliant, good stuff. So I'm sure you agree, the Mach-E is a car that wouldn't look out of place in Hollywood. So we gave it to another Hollywood A-lister to star alongside it. Check this out.
Should have seen this coming. An icon. Built for freedom, the open road, power, and rebellion. And just when you think you know where they're going, they do something unexpected.
Something that moves us all forward.
And holds nothing back.
The all-electric Mustang Mach-E.
An SUV with the heart of a Mustang.
What a great film there. And of course, it's not the first time that a Mustang has starred in Hollywood. You may remember the 1968 film Bullitt, starring Steve McQueen, in which a Mustang starred alongside. And what I really love about watching that film is being able to see the full lineup of the Mustangs throughout the years, and really seeing those really great, strong design cues that flow all the way through the years, and those design cues have been brought right up to date with the Mach-E that we have here. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a tour of the exterior of the vehicle to talk you through them. We start at the front, and we've got this great shark nose bonnet, this long bonnet we see here, and of course traditionally would have been used to house the engine. It's an electric vehicle. We don't have that here, but we've kept those great design cues. As you move down the side of the vehicle, you see we have this great fast coupe roofline. And what's brilliant, and you can particularly kind of see this in the coloured vehicles, is this roofline here, but also adding that additional headroom. So you really do get the best of both worlds, but keeping that wonderful line. As we move round the back now, you'll see these rear haunches, these unmistakable, this Mustang trait, this presence that it's got, that you drive up behind, you know you are following a Mustang. And then we continue round with these great tri-bar rear lights here, all lit up, looking wonderful. As we move back down the vehicle, you'll see we have these wonderful fluid lines. It's really clean, and you'll notice no door handle. That is because instead we have the E-latch. As you approach, easy access to keep those nice lines that continue all the way down to these nice slim front lights here. Again, tri-bar design, looking great. As we move around to the front, you'll see we have no grille. That is because there is no air intake needed, because there is no air breathing combustion engine. Instead, we just have that great Mustang pony there taking pride of place. And then looking down to the bottom, you'll see we have the active aero vents. So these are there to improve aero efficiency or to aid cooling, whichever is needed at the particular time. So I'm sure you'll agree, this is every bit a Mustang, but brought right up to date for the 21st century. In a world of electric vehicles, of world-class, world-performing electric vehicles. Vehicles that deliver near instantaneous torque and acceleration. Check this out.
The rules of gravity cannot be changed, but can they be beat? Can torque be generated at such a force that the agreed upon rules and theories of what's possible no longer apply?
Stand clear.
The Mach-E really is a step into the future. But as a manufacturer, the battery technology involved is something that Ford have been working on for a long time. So let's dive into the heart of the Mach-E now, the battery and the transmission. I'm going to talk you through these slides. So you'll see the battery there in turquoise. And what we've done here is designed it to sit alongside the chassis and the body. And what this does is gives improvements in both safety and in handling. Let's look now at the different battery sizes. So you've got two options. You've got the 68 kilowatt hour battery in the standard range and 88 kilowatt hour in the extended range. So how does that convert in terms of typical mileage? Well, you get 379 miles in the rear wheel drive and up to 335 miles on the all wheel drive. This, of course, is depending on your style of driving, the road conditions, weather conditions, things like that. But those are great averages there. And in terms of the motors, well, again, we've got the two options. On the rear-wheel drive, you get a single motor. And then on the all-wheel drive, it's a dual motor that sits at the front and the rear of the vehicle. Again, as you'll see in turquoise on the illustration. All the Mach-E's come with a single automatic speed transmission as well. So I want to talk to you now about regenerative braking, because this is very exciting stuff. As we're going to see here, the green representing the car moving forward, and the wheels are being driven by the power coming from the battery. However, when we start to brake, that is reversed, as we see in red here, and actually the power is being drawn back pushed back into the battery. So we are charging as we're moving. So you can come back with charge that you've gained during your drive. It's very exciting stuff. But that's while we're on the move. What about when you're charging, when you're at home? Okay, let me show you what we've got, and let me just lift this up here to show you. Now, if we come in here, you'll see we have two charging ports. We have your standard 3-pin UK plug there. That'll go into any of your typical household systems. And then we also have the 32 amp cable here. Again, that's for something like industrial ports. You can plug in, they both plug into the adapter there. Your other option is to speak to Ford about getting a high-powered wall box installed. So you'll see we have one over here as an example, and these will sit at your home, and very much like you will charge your phone at the end of the day, you will just plug your car in at the end of the day to charge it overnight. It will become second nature, and you can get a full charge in as little as 10 hours. So that's at home. But what about when you're out and about on the road, when you're driving? Well, number of options here as well. You have the Ford Pass app and the next gen sync system, which is in the car. I'll be telling you a bit more about that in a moment, but both of those will give you access to find 155,000 charging stations throughout Europe, all of which can be paid for via your Ford Pass account. Equally, with the addition of the BP Pulse network to the Ford Pass wider charging network, you can get access, UK customers can get access to 9,500 charging stations throughout the UK. So you really are never far from a place to charge up. The other thing you may have seen popping up around the place is the Ionity network. These Ionity charging stations, they're part of a Ford-supported Europe-wide network of fast charging stations. And these are really great for when you want to you don't have time for a full charge, but you want to grab a coffee, quick toilet stop. Well, with the Ionity, you can get 73 miles of driving in as little as a 10-minute charge. That's very impressive stuff. So, we now know that the Mach-E is a high-performance vehicle, all-electric SUV, and it's got a great range and really easy charging. But I want to tell you next about some of the purchasing options, some of the differentiation. I'm going to show you this slide here now, and it's really simple. You have 4 options, essentially. You have the standard range battery or the extended range battery, both of which you can then choose either the rear-wheel drive or the all-wheel drive. Let's have a look now at the difference between the all-wheel and the rear wheel in terms of the car, how it looks. As you can see, both have got that amazing, that really great, really strong Mustang look, that great sporty performance feel. But if you want that slight edge, well, it's the all-wheel drive you want to be going for, because you've got things like the 19-inch alloy wheels as opposed to 18. Little features like that, including the red calipers that look great there, really sporty little feel to that. Let's look now at the extended range in terms of some of the other features you get. Well, you get a full panoramic roof. I'm going to show you that in a moment. It looks great. We have the 8-way power memory front seats, so it's super comfy when you jump in the vehicle, and power foldable door mirrors, and a Bang & Olufsen 10-speaker sound system. That sounds incredible. Hands-free tailgate and advanced active park assist with 360 camera. So I think that's enough of the Mach-E on paper. Let's jump inside the vehicle now, and I'll show you some of the interior. The e-latch as we jump in. So as soon as you get into the vehicle, you can see this great performance feel, really great design throughout. We start with the Sensico vegan leather here, and as you can see, this beautiful hand-stitched red detail, giving it that sporty feel. As our eyes come up then to the Bang & Olufsen 10-speaker sound bar. This travels the entire width of the cockpit, all the way down to the door, and then finishing with this lovely red trim here again. If I bring your eyes up now to the steering wheel, you'll see behind that we have the 10.2-inch full digital cluster. So this is going to give you all the information you need while you're actually driving. I mentioned it earlier, it's the panoramic roof. Let's see a shot of that now. And as you can see, beautiful amount of space, loads of light coming in. But if you're worried about, oh, will it get hot? Will it maybe burn in the sun? No, you won't, because there is UV reflective glass, so you're going to stay nice and cool in the vehicle. And then if I bring your eyes back down to the pièce de résistance, in my opinion, the 15.5-inch next-gen sync touchscreen. And as you can see, really lovely, beautiful, crisp, clean design, uncluttered. And I love this little animation feature that we've got here showing the airflow. Wonderful little details there. I'm going to bring you back now to the profiles. So you can see I have loaded mine in earlier, and what this does is it's coded into the key, my profile. As soon as I jump in the car with my key, the seat will adjust, my radio stations will come on, and it's all tailored to me. And because there is AI, I'm going to get my prompts, my suggestions. So I jump in the car and phone home. The phone option will be there. And equally, my radio station in the evening, that is up there as well. This has got complete cloud connectivity via the inbuilt modem, so you can get live traffic updates while you're on the move, and of course software updates, so you're always running on the best system. Finally, I want to show you the navigation now, and we recorded a little video of this earlier on. This is going to show you an example route, and this is where the next-gen sync system really comes into play. We're going to start by loading in somewhere that's going to give us a fair distance so we can really see this in action. We're going to go for Manchester here. And once we've got those, the obvious things that you'd expect from a sat-nav system, the really nice additional thing that you're going to get is it's going to give you suggestions for charging stations along the way. It's going to find where you can charge and also calculate your timings, so you are always going to arrive on time, unflustered, because you've not had to make any unexpected stops, because that works that all in. So next, I want to talk to you about drive modes, but before I tell you about the drive, let's see that drive in action again one more time. I want to talk to you now about drive modes, and one thing to point out is that this is not different people, this is for the same person but at different times of day or potentially different styles of driving. At the moment we're in active mode, so this is going to be your everyday drive. It's going to give you a balanced combination of acceleration and deceleration effects. Then we're going to move on to whisper. Now this is when you've had a stressful day, you want a quiet, calm, relaxing drive home. It's going to give you lighter coasting sort of deceleration effects. So you're going to arrive home stress-free. And then finally, the untamed mode, right? It's the weekend maybe, you want some of that raw Mustang muscle power. This is when we want untamed, because it's going to give you a more aggressive throttle response and louder, stronger vehicle sounds and a stronger deceleration effect. That is your untamed mode. And then one other feature to point out is the one pedal drive. Now, as the name suggests, you drive with one pedal, so you put your foot on the accelerator, you will accelerate as you'd expect, but you lift your foot and you will control the deceleration. You actually start to brake, and if you get a chance to do a test drive, definitely give that a try, because believe me, you will get the hang of that very quickly. It's very interesting stuff. Okay, that's enough inside the vehicle. Let's jump out now and I will show you the luggage options. What do we have in terms of storage? So if I pop the boot up here, you will see our main boot, and this is 402 litres of space that we have in here. And what I really like is it's really uncluttered space. You could use the full width because we've got no unnecessary bits protruding or anything like that. But if you want the additional space, well, pop those back seats down and you will get an additional 1,000 litres of space. So just over 1,400 in total. But if that wasn't enough, let me bring you back to the front trunk. I gave you a sneak preview of this earlier. If I just lift this up, you will see we have our charging cables in here at the moment, but this bit can be removed. And what I really love about this is that it's waterproof and washable. So maybe you chuck in your muddy boots, you've got a wet jacket, or you've just left the charging cables out overnight, they've got a bit gritty and dirty. You don't want to mess up your car, because why would you? It's beautiful. So you just chuck them in here and then rinse it out whenever you're ready and pull that drainage plug and it'll all clear. Very great stuff. So I'm pleased to say I am joined now again by another member of the sales team. We have Richard joining us now. And Richard, you've had this car in the showroom all day. You've had people going out for test drives. What has the response been from customers so far?
Response has been absolutely fantastic. The switching to one pedal drive with the touchscreen, there's been a lot of positive feedback for that and how easy it is to go towards that, as well as controlling every other of the driver's assistance part of the car via the touchscreen as that as well. But overall, very good response.
Really good feedback. That's really great to hear. But I'm not surprised because it is a great looking car. We're going to go to some questions now. So if I have a look on my screen here, I can see we've got a question from Kevin in Basildon. He asked about the high-powered wall charging boxes. What is the process of kind of getting one of those installed at home?
It's a really easy process. If you were to order a car through the Ford website, with us as well, we can help you do that.
Yep.
There's an accessory where you can add a wall box charger on the website, and then you'll get called by Centric, which is part of British Gas.
Yep.
They'll contact you to do an assessment on your home, and then can install it there for you. There is also a government incentive, a discount included in that quote as well for going for all electric.
Great to know that discount is there. Another great incentive if you needed any more. But also, yeah, really great to hear as well that people are that it can be tailored and you get that bespoke service. And what about though with the charging boxes? What's the typical cost of a charge? Say if someone's charging it overnight, they're going from 0 to full. What should they expect money-wise?
So you'll find from anywhere from a 10-hour charge around a little as £5. Obviously that does depend on your energy provider and the tariff you are currently with, but anywhere from a little as £5.
Amazing, very impressive.
There is also a nice little test they done over an 800-mile radius journey, shall I say, where they done a petrol versus an electric Mach-E.
Yep.
Stopping a couple of times over the route with the rapid chargers, it cost £40 to do the charges of the electric vehicle, and £110 via doing the petrol version. So big saving as well.
Massive.
£70 cheaper to do the electric version.
Massive saving and all good for the environment as well, which is always good. So you've got lots of test drives coming up, I believe, over the next few days. If people want to get their hands on this vehicle, they want to give it a drive, do you have any spaces and how do they do it?
Spaces are filling up fast.
Okay.
It's very popular. You can give us a call. There's an inquiry form on our website, also on our Facebook page as well. You can directly message us on the Messenger as well.
Yep.
So there's various ways to get in contact with us.
Brilliant, good stuff. So guys, you heard it here first. If you want to get your hands on this, get in touch quick to book yourself a test drive. But of course, if you don't get a chance to test drive it, you can still ask any questions. If we haven't got around to your question tonight in the live presentation, we will do in the coming days. Or of course, if you want to watch it or if you're catching up on this at a later date, do please keep adding your questions because I believe the team will be more than happy to answer, won't they?
Always happy to help.
Brilliant, great stuff. Well, I hope you've enjoyed tonight's presentation and that you agree it really is an incredible looking car. So hopefully we will see you down at the Essex Ford at Dunton dealership very soon.